Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another movie review. This time we'll be talking about John Wick, which came out in 2014 and stars Keanu Reeves, Alfie Allen, Adrianne Palicki, McShane and Willem Dafoe. So yeah, finally talking about John Wick. And it also stars Michael Nyqvist. I wasn't sure how to pronounce his name, so I didn't want to butcher it in the opening there. But yeah, so we're finally talking about John Wick. You know, I've been doing a lot of action movie reviews lately. Mostly a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a couple ones like that, which those will continue periodically. But I thought I'd finally watch John Wick. I'm a few years too late on it. I never seen it before, but I kept hearing about it, and it's obviously one I should see at some point. It's at its basis anyway, a pretty straightforward premise. I mean, John Wick, Keanu Reeves is this sort of retired assassin type of character, part of this whole, deep-rooted organization. And his wife ends up passing from some sort of illness, and he has this dog that she had delivered to him. But then when these people break into his house over some random dispute at a gas station, kill his dog, it brings the boogeyman back out to play. And so you have a little revenge tale here. But yeah, I thought this movie was pretty good. It actually worked really well. I did enjoy it. I like Keanu Reeves, of course. I seen The Matrix years ago, like everyone else. I even kind of liked The Day the Earth Stood Still and stuff like that. But I've also seen him in Bram Stoker's Dracula. But yeah, this movie is definitely a resurgence for his career. And it's really an essential watch for any action movie fan. It's definitely one of the best to come out of the last few years for sure. We have other movies coming out lately like Atomic Blonde, which I actually really liked as well, mainly for Charlize Theron. I wouldn't say this movie is flawless or perfect though, but I think it executes what it's going for well, and there's not a lot to criticize with it when you look at it from that perspective, because as just an action movie, it's fine, I shouldn't say fine, it is pretty good. So really, if you just look at it like that, it pretty much knows what it's going for, and there's not really much more to take away from it than that. Keanu Reeves does a good job. He's convincing as Wick. You believe that he's sort of this man with a lot of baggage, and it's probably one of his best performances. There's a line here and there, or like you see it in some of the trailers where he says, "Yeah, I'm back." And, I don't know if it was the dialogue or just his delivery. It felt a little bit over the top or cheesy there, but again, it's the kind of movie it is. Overall, he really fits into the role like a glove, and he does impress. And I can see why there's a third movie on the way already. And I will be watching Chapter 2 at some point, and maybe I'll watch the third in theaters. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, the greatest thing about this movie besides that is the action. It is very slick. The whole movie is filmed well. I like the lighting to it. It has that whole neo-noir vibe to it. Like I said, the fighting's slick, the choreography is really on point. There's not a lot of cuts, so I really enjoyed that. And just how Keanu Reeves tries to do it all on his own too, and just how I see him move and just how he shoots, it's very, very tactical looking, and you can just see how brilliant he is with all this. So you really bought into that this is this guy's world, and this is what he's capable of. And I also liked Willem Dafoe in this movie. Maybe not quite enough of him, but he really fit into it as he should, and I think he did a good job with that as well. Now, Alfie Allen, a lot of people know him as Theon from Game of Thrones. He's basically a coward when he doesn't have like 100% of the advantages. But he's good. He's good as sort of like a sniveling, secondary antagonist and stuff like that. And you were definitely really eager to see Wick, finally corner him. So he was good as well as Okay, now it's not listing them. Okay. Yeah, as well as Michael Nyqvist. He was good. The conclusion between him and Wick's story and their, sort of final confrontation actually goes a slightly different way than you might expect. It's not quite typical action movie ending, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I know some people think the whole, oh yeah, he goes on this big rampage and gets back into the business because of a dog. I mean, come on, really, if you can say that, I just don't know. Because you really care about your dogs when you're the proper person. And it's not just that. I think they actually, the way they put the scenes together of the dog and what happens to his wife in the early part of the film, I actually think it's pretty well handled, and it definitely makes the movie out to be a little bit more than what it eventually is. So I think it actually worked. That part clicked with me as well as it could anyway. So yeah, I think this movie is definitely a success. I definitely understand why it's done so well. I just don't maybe love it as much as some people, but it's definitely worth looking at. I'm fine with having it on Blu-ray, and like I said, I'll probably watch the sequels. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this one. If I had to rate it, I'm probably giving it a solid B or an 86%, since we're all obsessed with percentages these days. Definitely check it out if you haven't so far, but I'm pretty sure I'm about the only one in the world who hasn't seen John Wick yet, so let me know what you guys thought. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.